Daily Ramble, take 2. Little short message for all people out there who see what's going on, who see the lies and who see through the lies and the deception that's happening in Ireland right now. I'm going to start off by once again mentioning the demon witch. That's how I'm going to refer to her. The Bambi thing, demon witch. So she gave a short interview today where she basically started crying and, putting on the waterworks. She's an actress. They're all actresses and actors, all these people that they put up. Because let me tell you, think about it, if they would put the concerned parents up in front of RTE and all them things like that, people would be getting behind them and supporting them because they're personal testimonies. But the only personal testimonies we get as they like to call us citizens, don't they? The citizens of Ireland is this pop star crying for a country halfway across the world. I'm watching it and I'm thinking, she doesn't say anything about all the stabbed children. She doesn't say anything about the rapes. She doesn't say anything about the child abductions. She doesn't say anything about the attempted child abductions in Ireland. But yes, she'll get up and she'll shed a tear for Palestine, a terrorist country, She'll get up and she'll cry for that. People don't know as well, like she's not even, I wouldn't even class her as Irish doing that. Because a real Irish person would highlight actual crimes within Ireland that's going on, instead of doing what she's doing. And she's just basically being a mouthpiece for the globalists, They want everyone focused on Palestine and Israel because then it takes all their attention away from their own countries that they're living in. Takes the attention off the governments, their own governments, should I say, And governments are quite happy just to get up there and virtue signal about it because they know if they keep the people's attention over there, then they're not going to worry about what's happening in their own country. Simultaneously, at the same time, it means the same thing, but whatever, they're pushing another agenda, which is any of these Irish people that are out there marching, they're all your enemy. But yeah, we should be cheering on a terrorist state in the form of Palestine. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Same people that are pushing the Palestine-Israel thing are also pushing Bambi, wishing her all the best. Like Mr. Martin and Varadkar. Well, she's up there casting spells and drawing pentagrams on the ground and all. That thing does not represent Ireland one bit. Not one bit. I said it before, I'll say it again. Anyone listening outside of Ireland, 98% of my videos have a 97% like rate. The only one that has a 50-50 is the Bambi Tug video. So that just shows you everything you need to know about how the Irish think of her, what they think of her. But what else did we have happen? Oh, we had Mr. Harris, not the guard now, the Taoiseach, the leader that's going to save us all, huh? The charisma of a fucking wet rag he has. But he got up on TV and said about issues that might be brought up in different sections within Ireland. Now he's saying, no, there's no more of this, that's their problem and this is their problem. All of it is the government's problem. Like it's our problem to deal with. So what he's doing there is he's basically telling you, you're either with us or against us, and he's saying things like that, putting his left hand out and going like, there's no more this section looking after this and this section looking after that. It's all going to go back to the government now. So that's another form of their centralisation of power in a way, putting all these under one umbrella. It's a lot easier for them to control. I'm guessing that they're going to bring all the NGOs under that umbrella as well, you know, and start installing them everywhere. And people have asked me as well why I keep talking about the NGO class, the non-government organisations. See, they're supposed to be non-government organisations, but they're far from it. They're part of the government. Go look up Agenda 21. Agenda 21 talks about them a lot. In Ireland we have, I think it's 35,000 NGOs now. And then they go on and employ other little muppets to go out and counter protests against let women speak and stuff like that, you know, to make it look like there's an opposition to letting women speak. Like, just think of that. They send out their goons to verbally abuse women at a let women speak event. And then when you say that to them, they'll probably say, no, well, we only kicked off because Posey Parker was there, and they seem to have it in for that woman because she's not willing to give up women's spaces in the bathroom and all, you know, for men in dresses. So that's why they dislike that. Sorry, that's why they hate. Yeah, some of them actually want to bleed. Some of them want her dead. Like, you want to check her out in Australia now. The woman travels all around the world. Posey Parker, she came off to Dublin, and they send out a counter protest against her and the other people. And it was just regular women. And it was some women there was two of them there that used to be involved in the civil service, but left because they seen the way things were going and they didn't agree with it. So it was either you agree with it, or that's it, you're gone out of the company, you know. I'll put a video up later as well about that. That sort of ideology stems from the WHO and the WEF, because there was a WEF meeting and a WHO meeting, and he was asked about business and how do you get people within business to see things the way you see them, you know. And he says it's an unfortunate situation, he says, because you're not going to be able to please all the people all the time, so it's about finding ways of making people conform. Yeah. Now, he didn't say this part. He didn't say basically conform them without them knowing, but he just said it's hard to get some people to conform to your way of thinking. Like, that just said to me that, well, then you're purposely manipulating people into trying to see the things the way you see them, and that'll never work. It'll never work. Like, this guy, you'll see him. I can't think of his name at the moment. He reminds me of the Irish doctor that pushed the jabs, but yeah, I just can't see that happening. Like, because it goes against people's will, you know. Like, let's take a company for instance, and there's a few staff members that don't agree with LGBT, let's just say, right? So what your man is saying is, right, well, then them few that won't, you have to find ways of making them conform to it or to agree to it. So it'll never work. It's like forcing people into thinking a certain way, you know. And if you do that, that's never going to end well. Some of them will just revolt, you know, and go mental. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe that is the plan. Just drive people. Because we know in Ireland, the Irish government definitely want to make life as miserable as possible for Irish people. Even though when you're looking in, it might look all great with all them lefties and NGOs cheering and free Palestine, all that, right? Or you might think Irish people have it handy and it's really nice and lovely here and everyone's grand and getting along. It's not. The government are just trying to make everything as miserable as possible, and I think they're purposely doing it because they know that they have a certain amount of NPCs on their side, and they're quite happy, they're quite content with that amount of people that they have. But they've the money as well, of course, and the media, but they really have their little foot soldiers in the form of NPCs when you have all these counter protests set up. So they're quite happy to keep things the way they are. But they're going to keep poking us and poking us and poking us. One, it keeps them relevant, like I said. And two, it gives them an out. It gives them people to blame with using the media to portray their message. So, for instance, concerned parents go marching. All they have to do is say, all of them people are far right. And then the media will just run with it. You know, the media is supposed to go out and ask these people questions. But the media won't do that. Like, they're meant to be going out, getting both sides of the story, aren't they? They're supposed to be the medium, yeah? But they're not. And I'll tell you another little one. I did a video as well about 2 years ago now. As soon as I found out about it, it blew my mind. Go and look into the origins of the word media, right? And it'll take you back to ancient Greece. And it was spelled media, M-E-D-E-A was her name. And she was the goddess of illusion. Why would the media use the name, same name as the goddess of illusion? Yeah, they changed one letter in the spelling. But they are, to me, they're basically just illusionists, you know? So I just found that interesting. They can't help it. Like it's like a gloating thing, you know. Or do you know the way sometimes you'll see on certain news reports, the way some, like for instance, it'll be a male and he's standing outside a petrol station and he's talking about petrol prices, and his name is Jerry Can. Like, come on. Like, it's everything you see on TV is scripted. Everything. The only thing that's not is like live TV, but they're gonna start cutting back on live TV interviews. Watch, because the information is busting out of everyone, and it's going to be coming from left, right, and centre. The longer things intensify with the migration and Rainbow Squad and everything, more people are going to have more to say, you know. So it's going to go along the lines of the way YouTube did it, where they removed the dislike count, they removed the like count. What's next? The fucking comment section, you know, like them dorks on Twitter, and they just turn off their comments because they post that propaganda and then they don't let people reply to it. You know? Some of them don't even let you re-quote, but the ones that do, re-quote every one of them and say why that person is tweeting that and why did they close comments. Just get people interested in it, you know. But yeah, that's my little rant. 12 minutes, go on. It's lovely out as well, it's gorgeous.